prepared. So, of course that list is prepared, is sent to me. But it doesn't mean that it makes me binding upon me to pray for them only. Because I know many poor people who are very, very zealous and very dedicated to Allah, who are not in that list. So it's a misconception on the part of Tahir or any other, if they think that I take special consideration with that list alone and forget those unnamed people. So my system of prayer is different. I pray to Allah in the order in which Allah knows who is first and who is second and who is third. But perhaps I shouldn't have disclosed this. But I still pass through the names and that I know who is who, and it helps me to get them in between themselves.
Hazur in Hazur's book, Mazhab ke Naam Par Khun, Hazur has mentioned that at the time of victory, after enduring extreme hardship, all the prophets completely forgave their enemies.
All the prophets completely forgave their enemies. It's impossible.
But most prophets, they forgave their enemies.
Everything.
Not everything.
Not even arms and others did that.
Like at the Fatah Makkah, La Tasriba alaykum al-yawm, Hazur forgave.
I must have failed to express myself. If that is what you understood.
No. So my question was that, does this mean that on the day of judgment, because Allah is Rahman and Rahim,
because your formation is wrong,
so Allah will not forgive you?
Allah says no. Allah says, some I will not forgive. So this is a fact. It's a statement of the Holy Quran. No conjectures in this. So because prophets are after Allah, after they beloved God, so they also do not forgive some people, some crimes.
My question, well, I have to first of all to explain a little bit. The Encyclopedia of Islam, which was published in 1960 by Brill Late, page 300 to 303, they talk of Ahmadiyya, and the guy explaining that after the death of the promised Messiah, in Ahmadiyya came up a question whereby the members of Ahmadiyya, yes, and now I'm asking what brought up the split, and if those people are still living, which I believe they are, what are their activities towards Islam, and C.
Reminded me of a very important requirement, which is not perhaps fulfilled so far. The requirement is that every convert must be told about this split, and a short history, version of Ahmadiyya version should be given to him so that he should understand everything, what happened. Like you, there will be thousands of other people who might never have heard of such a split. When they would hear it from the other side, they would be rather surprised and in some ways, sometimes, in some ways perhaps shocked that such a thing did happen in the history of Ahmadiyya and we had not known. So it's a very essential thing that Tariq-e-Jadid, the people of Tafsir should note it. Saki Sahib, that this irregular course should be prepared because you are also in charge of publication department. So have small booklets prepared for the new converts from categorize possible Hindu converts from different parts of the world. And what essentially should be told to them, that should be time, and small handy literature should be prepared. And it should be made a must for every Amir of the country in charge, that when they come across this aggression, they should immediately apprise the new convert of all these important facts. Right? So this subject has been discussed in detail. We have so much written on this. Controversy raised for more than 2-3 decades on this subject. And the fact is that after the death of Hadhrat Masih Maud salam, no split took place. So it is, if the encyclopedia mentions that after the death of the founder of Ahmadiyya, immediately the Jamaat got split into two, this is wrong. I am only telling you the briefest facts, the barest facts, because it's not time to go into detail. So when Hadhrat Masih Maud passed away, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Awwal, Hazrat Hakim Nuruddin, was chosen unanimously the vicegerent to Hazrat Masih Maud his Khalifa. And there was no split. During his lifetime, things were whispered as a campaign by a few people who had some authority in the Jamaat and who were considered to be the elderly people of the community. Elders, I should say, of the community. Among them was Maulvi Muhammad Ali Sahib, who later on became the chief of this dissident group. The campaign was against a particular person whom they thought would become the next caliph, who was a young boy of immature age. Yet he was gaining popularity so rapidly all around that these elders were really concerned, and they did not want him to become the next caliph. So that was the second head of the Ahmadiyya community, Hadhrat Mirza Mahmud Ahmad, Hazrat Masih Maud salam's eldest son. He was 24 or 25 when Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Awwal died. So there are people sitting here of 25 years old who just appear to be ordinary lads. And so he was one of the lads, you can say, at that age. Yet he had suddenly risen like a meteor to great popularity, and the reason was that he was extremely devoted to the cause of Ahmadiyya. He did so much. He wrote beautiful articles in the papers. He traveled all over India and fought the cause of Ahmadiyya and participated in debates. And day and night he was completely devoted and served Ahmadiyya in a manner as people began to envy him. So the first campaign, which was a whispered campaign in the lifetime of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Awwal, was this, that there is no need of Khilafat at all. Now they couldn't say, don't choose him the Khalifa when the Khalifa died, because it would appear very obnoxious to everybody to start discussing a Khalifa in the lifetime of another Khalifa. A Khalifa to be in the lifetime of the present Khalifa. It is not permitted in the Jamaat, and it's against the traditions. Not only that, it appears to be so indecent. And it appears to be a campaign of vilification of a certain person. So they did not do that. What they did was, they said Khilafat is not necessary at all. Because Hazrat Masih Maud in his will has mentioned an anjuman, an association, who according to them should have inherited all the powers of Hazrat Masih Maud and should have after his